What do I say again? I got nervous. What's going on, Guardians? It's Sizzle with the C here, live from Cancun.
And in this video, we are going to be going over the Season of the Lost returning weapons. And I'll be honest, if you just want to click off the video, none of them are really worth farming at all. But I will still go through probably what I think the best rolls would be on them. So yeah, like I said, they're all kind of shit. So what I'm going to do is kind of compare them to better options that you can get in the game. So Hollow Words is a precision frame arc fusion rifle, and we actually have some pretty cracked arc fusion rifles. You got Midas Reckoning from King's Fall, Iterative Loop from Neo Muna, Loaded Question from Nightfalls, Plug 1 from Nightfalls, and Techian Force from Last Wish. All of them, in my opinion, are better, including Iterative Loop, which can get Volt Shot. So for this, like Vorpal Weapon on a special is 15%. I do really like that on my Cartesian coordinate, and I have had a Feeding Frenzy or Lead from Gold roll with Vorpal Weapon on Cartesian, and I use them both quite regularly. So that would basically be the only way I'd go, is probably just Lead from Gold, Vorpal. Successful warm-up can be decent. It could also be pretty nice in PvP on a precision frame. Rolling Storm is a new one. Final Blows grant Bolt Charge, while Amplified Final Blows grant additional Bolt Charge. So we do have Particle Reconstruction this season and Unstoppable Fusion Rifle. But yeah, so you could maybe make a utility roll with Rolling Storm, but in my opinion, it's really not worth it. And I should also talk about the new Origin trait, Paracausal Fluid. Gain bonus handling and mobility when damaging targets with this weapon. Swords gain increased charge rate while this perk is active. So bonus handling and mobility when damaging a target. I guess the handling is nice, but yeah. So nothing too crazy on this Arc Fusion Rifle. Next we go to Cold Denial, which has always been a fan favorite for some PvP players, especially the Zen Moment Headseeker role. But one thing I did want to show is Gutshot Straight. Not really worth going after. At tier 1 and under, you can get a 5 crit 1 body, but anything else is just going to be a 6 crit. And that's tier 1 and under. So you're basically literally never going to come up against that in PvP. So stay away from Gutshot Straight for PvP. So basically you're looking at Zen Moment Eye of the Storm or Zen Moment Headseeker for PvE. Maybe Enlightened Action Swashbuckler. And even then, that's not great. Oh yeah, so I was gonna compare. So here's the one thing. There's things like Bygones, which you can just get from Gambit, that has like so many better PvE rolls as far as the same archetype, the high impact frame. Adaptive Munitions Well-Rounded is quite nice on New Purpose from Duality. You can see I actually still have this Zen Moment Headseeker with Ricochet and Fluted. It is a nice feeling weapon. But yeah, you can do so much better in the Pulse Rifle department. And yeah, in my opinion, just really not worth it. Whispering Slab. I used to really like this thing, actually. I used to have a roll with, I believe it was Archer's Tempo Vorpal Weapon, and that roll still quite holds up. As far as PvE, I think this is definitely the best one to go for. You've got Pugilist or Demolitionist, which can help feed your melee and grenade abilities. And then High Ground is pretty easy to get rolling in PvE. Adrenaline Junkie is pretty good. Demo Adrenaline Junkie, nice pairing there. Pugilist Swashbuckler, same thing with that Wombo combo and lots of synergy. And then Vorpal Weapon with Archer's Tempo was always nice for like Overload Champions or Anti-Barrier or Piercing Bow String or whatever they call the Anti-Barrier Bow perk. Vorpal Weapon is good on. And it is a lightweight bow, so it's like the quickest draw time, but they're kind of the least accurate. You can see only 22 accuracy. But yeah, this one actually pretty solid bow in all honesty. Then you've got False Promises. Oh yeah, so I was just going to compare it to some other bows. We really don't have many good kinetic bows. You have Raconteur and Vengeful Whisper for strand and stasis options. But the only primary kinetic bow that I have kept is, I guess I didn't need to say primary, but only kinetic bow I have kept is actually Accrued Redemption, which I just got the pattern for last season with Archer's Tempo and Kinetic Tremors. As far as I'm concerned, Accrued Redemption is definitely better and it's a precision frame, which I definitely prefer. But if you didn't want to do Gardener's Salvation or you're not a raider, then Whispering Slab is honestly definitely worth going after. Oh, and you do just get these from Heresy Activities, so kind of just random drops. False Promises is now Stasis. It used to be a kinetic. So Enlightened Action Headstone is probably the best roll as far as I'm concerned. These high impacts actually do feel kind of nice. Swashbuckler could be really good in PvP, so could Rampage or High Ground. These are low-key pretty good. There used to be a Pluperfect way back in the day. I think it was Void, and I actually liked using that in PvP. So Cascade Point is kind of a weird option, but yeah, you could do like Dynamic Sway Zen Moment, could be a laser beam in PvP, or go for a damage perk. As far as PvE, I'm really only looking at like Enlightened Action and Headstone personally. And then finally, Temptation's Hook. Oh yeah, sorry. I was going to show just some other options. You've got Chroma Rush that was available last season. It can get Kinetic Tremors, which is just way better. A lot of people like Rufus's Fury. It's very strong. I love my 7 Seraph Carbine with Reconstruction Frenzy. Herod C is another high impact, which is Stasis, so this is its most direct competitor. Shoot to Loop Frenzy, in my opinion, is better than anything this one can get. But yeah, those are kind of your other options. There's also the Iron Banner one, which it seems I didn't keep any rolls of, but it is a strand. There it is, never mind. Lethal Abundance. So I did keep 1 roll, which was more for PvP. But yeah, that's kind of your competition. And then finally, Temptation's Hook. Chain Reaction with Tireless Blade. Let me show you something. I still have this old relic, Sola's Scar with Tireless Blade Chain Reaction. This was the roll to get. You can see I have 2,300 kills. So this isn't like a boss damage sword, it's an ad clear sword. But I can vouch, I was using this in GMs back when GMs were a lot tougher. And this was a really nice roll. I really enjoyed it. I also did keep a Relentless Vorpal Temptation's Hook from back then, but it doesn't look like you can get Vorpal anymore. And then we've got Dragon Cult Sickle, which again, I have Chain Reaction on. So Chain Reaction is actually great on these caster frame swords. And then here's one with Vorpal again. But yeah, Chain Reaction is kind of the way you want to go because like I said, they're more an ad clear weapon. So Relentless Chain or Tireless Chain, Attrition Orbs, maybe, depending on what you're doing. Attrition Orbs Whirlwind Blade could be good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to go over the god rolls and kind of compare them to some other things that you can get. And like I said, the only ones you'd really want to go for are Whispering Slab and Temptation's Hook. With Chain Reaction, I've always just really liked that kind of combination, but the other ones really aren't worth going after. So that's it for the video. Hope you found it helpful and informative, and if you did, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.